Hello, this is Jim the Keys bartender coming to you from the Catch Restaurant here in beautiful Key Largo. I am. It is Wednesday, and as normal, Luke is off in the distance, not not on the air. He is slightly distracted, but I did give him a warning that we'd be on, and I thought maybe holding the microphone to my mouth would be actually the cue for it. But that's all. That's all right, Luke. I was here. I was just giving our greetings. We're at the Catch Restaurant in beautiful Key Largo, and
Key Largo.
Key Largo. There's Tina too. We have specials, happy hour from 3:30 6:30 Monday through Friday, and plenty of drink specials, food specials. And today is Meatloaf Night. I'm joined here by the impresario, the musician extraordinaire, Luke Glenn. Hey, say hi, Luke. You can use your words.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, you sound like an aging, which is Beavis or Butthead, one of them.
That was a butthead.
That was a Butthead. Okay.
The Beavis would be more of a.
I didn't get a chance to talk the other day about, not that you didn't, because I forgot to, but my lovely wife and my beautiful daughter, or my beautiful wife and my lovely daughter, are over in Poland, and I'd like to say hi to them.
Yeah,
And if you ever listen, Abby and Sky, and they're there with my lovely sister-in-laws. I call my wife. We're not married yet, but we've been living. We're kind of common law marriage right now. I'm gonna make her an honest woman out of her one of these days.
It's easier to say, "Oh, this is my wife," than saying, "Oh, this is my old lady," and stuff.
And stuff. Yep. Let's see your mic. Can you? Are you?
See it?
Okay. Goodbye. Take care.
Y'all.
Great
Have a good
talking
one,
to you,
man.
folks. Listen to his Keys Bartender. You can get it on Google. You can just Google it. You can find it. Luke's just talking to people off to the side. But since Sky and Abby are away for 3 weeks, they're coming back on August 2nd. Let me hold that mic so you don't we don't pick that conversation up while I'm talking. Okay. I didn't want to pick up the conversation when we're talking. So Sky and Abby are staying in a town in Poland called Sanjeshu. That's where Sanjeshu. Sanjeshu. Yeah.
Wow.
It's not spelled anything like, it's like SDZ.
No, it's got
and
tons of fucking
and Zacco.
consonants,
Oh,
man.
and it came into the town they flew into was called Rzeszów, which is spelled SZREW.
Bless your heart.
Okay, I don't know if it's somewhat a V. But it's beautiful. It's really beautiful over there. And so Abby's mother and father, her youngest sister, Kasha, is there, who has she and her husband have a little boy, and her older brother is there, and he has 2 sons and a lovely wife. I have who else is over there? Margaret, she's she's Polish. She lives in Madrid. Right? They're truly an international family. So Sanjeshu is in the southern part of Poland, near the Ukrainian border, about 50 clicks west of Ukraine.
My dream vacation would be to ride the rails all through Europe, man, and have enough time.
They used to have a Eurail pass where you could just pay some thing.
It's really cool because you can buy a train pass and you can jump on and off the train at your leisure. It's not like
they had
booking a
that. They had
ticket.
that at Visit America. They had that for Amtrak. And one year, I had 3 weeks off, and I took a tour, and I visited all my relatives and stuff. And I think they didn't give me. I think they gave us 4 tops, and that's 4 is plenty. I spent the longest leg was 18 hours. So I spent all that in the bar car. Back then, you could get like a Bud for $2, $2 a can, which you could still get Bud for $2 a can here, but on transportation, a lot of times they jack up the price.
Right.
So I used to give them like can I get some ice, a bag of ice, and I put the cans in the bag of ice. I give them a 20, and say give me 7 cans, keep the change, and I throw some ice in the bag, and so I just sit there. I don't have to come up for every beer in there. I don't know why I get that, but you know what? On a bar cart. Oh, there's Sean Dickens, our
Sean,
wonderful
what are you
partner.
bringing us,
Yep.
man?
Do you want to try that, or I'll try
Basil
it?
infused
I
vodka.
trust him. Do you want to drink it first? I'll follow it. You want to sip it?
No, I'm not.
I'll let you go first.
I'm not. I don't like vodka, man.
Oh, okay. Okay, Sean, tell us what you did with it.
Well, it's pretty easy. You just put basil and vodka together in a container for like 3 to 5 days, and then strain it through a coffee filter, and you get basil vodka.
Is there any weed in this?
There was weed in my lungs when it was made, but it didn't infuse.
Sean. Okay, I'm gonna try this basil
Speaking of
infused.
that,
Oh my god, that's so fresh tasting.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
it is.
all right.
It's really fresh tasting. You could drink it on its own, chilled. Look at it. That's
That's very
basil.
interesting, man.
Basil does do. Let me finish the rest of that. Basil does do something to the vodka, and it's good. I don't like basil on my pizza or anything like that, but I do like basil on my pizza. But it's not. It's a little too sweet, but it really works in the vodka. So
October 6th.
Luke's doing his or scheduling right here, which is perfectly fine. That's why we have Luke. He's a multitasker. So on the show, he can do. I think this is perfectly true. I think you should be able to multitask, and you are.
I'm not very good at multitasking.
You did. Wait, you came on. You started this show. You were talking to some people. Came over here, tasted some vodka, had a little greeting. Then you scheduled another gig when your wife / business manager came over, and now you're back on the show. I think that's fabulous. And there's Pete. How you doing, Pete? Hey, buddy. So I was just saying, my girls went over and they had rather eventful flight. They had a couple-hour delay in Miami, and it ruined their connections after that.
Oh shit!
In
that's
Germany.
gonna make it double.
Frankfurt and Munich.
Oh wow.
No, but it ended up, instead of being a 17-hour flight, it ended up being like a 23-hour flight, and you could have gotten to India in that time without the delays if you were going direct. So they did that, and they ended up getting a car. So they're renting a car, Luke. They want to take their whole family with them to Abby. Abby owns a condo in the Carpathian Mountains.
Right.
You know the Carpathian Mountains, right?
I'm not familiar.
Count Dracula, and if you think of Transylvania and all that stuff, the Carpathian Mountains go across this the southern end of Europe, and in Hungary, the traditional area of Transylvania, that's where the Carpathian Mountains are, and where Vlad the Impaler was from. Who some of the
Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah, Impaler. Yeah.
My mom said that because her family is originally from Germany, and supposedly we have a relative that was batshit crazy.
Yep. Let's hear it.
And,
Let's finish the thought.
So evidently, he got murdered by the townspeople. He was like you know how back then, this is like a long time ago in the 1600s or whatever the fuck. And so he was a big landowner, so he had all these people, and he was so batshit crazy and treated.
He was a lord. He was
Yeah, he's like a lord that they rebelled against him and killed him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it was abusive. So Luke's ancestor was a total asshole to his serfs or peasants. That's what they call them, serfs. And they rose up and killed him. Well, in this area of Poland where Abby's from, she's near the Ukrainian, near the part that's near the Ukraine. It's just beautiful. Small rolling hills, lush landscape. It's very inexpensive. The zlotys are base currency. And they're very warm, welcoming people over there. And you can get their beer's really good. They have it's Zwiec, I think it's Zwiecz, something like that. But it's a really good Pilsner beer, and it's cheap as shit. It's like the cheap beer here, but it's good. And the food is rustic, it's kind of like a blend. In Central Europe, they got a lot of goulashes, a lot of beet soups, a lot of
What
pierogies.
exactly is goulash?
Goulash is it's red, so I think it gets tomatoes in it and stuff like that. But they got a lot of meat in it and stuff like that. Goulash is like a stew, but a red base stew.
Oh,
Hungarian goulash.
Because
in Southern Europe, you get rather temperate summers, so they're tomatoes and things like that. And I think I'm gonna have to do a little research and stuff. The tomato came from the New World, as well as the potato. You know that?
Well, no, the potato. They had the
No, I think it
potato
came-
famine and
Yeah, no. But when I say New World, it came over in the 1600s. There were plants they brought over that weren't normal
from South America.
South America. Yeah, from the now.
I don't have an intelligent response because I don't really know.
That is a smart response. That is an intelligent response. Not knowing something and going ahead. So I have what I'm saying is I have my family, my wife, my daughter, sister-in-laws, future mother-in-law, future father-in-law, my brother-in-law, his family. Abby has that house in the Carpathian Mountains, and I said a couple hundred miles to, I guess, the east is Transylvania, but these mountains are rugged and craggy, and in the town where it's called Zakopane, it's where the Polish national Winter Olympics teams. That's where they do all their practicing there, the ski jumping and all that stuff, because they got these beautiful mountains up there, and they one called the Sleeping Soldier. Or the soldier and something on the side of the mountain. It looks like a man laying down. And do you remember the movie? It was this really fucking great Spike Lee movie called The Miracle of Santa Anna. World War II, and it was black soldiers, and I think
I've seen it, but you have to.
Well, in the background, it takes place in Italy.
Y'all ladies have a good one.
Take care, ladies. It takes place in Italy. And this black battalion or division is tasked with I guess several of the men advance too far and they get trapped behind enemy lines.
Oh, yeah,
and they end up in the mountains. And in this Italian mountain, they got Italian partisans fighting against the Nazis, and stuff like that. And there's on the top of the mountain, it's called the Sleeping Man, and the Sleeping Man protects it. And I swear, if you saw that movie, The Sleeping Man, on the top of the mountain, it looks like a profile of a man laying on his back. And this one in Zakopane, same thing. I think if it's not really there in Italy, this was the one that they filmed looking up. And even to this day, some of them think there's snow in those mountains. You know that?
Yeah, that never melts.
Well, now they do because of global warming. We know that, right?
It's starting to get bad, and
whatever you want.
But it would be really cool. Would be to fucking be able to take a train ride through like the Swiss Alps and.
I'm not getting a lot now. I'm not getting a lot of sound out of that. I'm gonna try. You know what? Maybe do me a favor. Grab a cord over. Maybe it's this cord. Maybe it's this cord.
Testes.
Okay. There's one in my bag right here. We'll just get it and hook up another one.
Let me reach in Jim's bag.
So he's going to be reaching in my sack. We didn't get a lot of Luke's audio right here. We'll plug it into 3, and why don't we? Can you hook it up right there, Luke? So we're here as we speak today. England just lost to Croatia. Oh yeah, 2-1 in extra time, overtime play. Yeah, well, Kathy, the owner here, and it's and I rarely ever say it. And you know what? She never listens to the show, so I'm going to say it. She's one of the sweetest women you ever met.
Ever, man.
Yeah.
Is that better?
There we go. Oh yeah, you're talking.
Oh, far out. Is that better?
Yep, it is better. Okay. I think it's maybe one of the settings here too. Here. So
when I have a bad cord, I don't want to try a non in it, so I know it's bad.
Okay. So here we go. Well, yeah, please do that. Yep. What do we have here? We've got a chat. Our chat is open. If anybody, I don't know if the messages work all the time. Our chat is open right now, though. If you're like, yes, could you get another one? And ask for one of those basil infusions too that Luke that he gave us. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, chilled. So my girls were over there for 3 weeks. They had a tough go of it the last couple of days. They got a vehicle that wasn't really suitable, and they had to exchange it. And I love them very much. And I know you guys are going to listen. They're going to be going to their father's. He has a. I don't even know how to describe it. Right outside of San Jeshu, right inside San Jeshu, they have a. They have a couple acres of land, and they live in these old Soviet style block homes, and they turn into condos, and they bought them all and stuff like that. But Abby was able to. This is the amazing thing. Abby's staying in Poland, Luke, for 3 weeks. You know how much it cost? She rented a condo there, apartment, a 2-2 or a 2-1, $100 for 3 weeks.
For the whole 3 weeks?
For 3 weeks.
$100 US?
$100. Well, if it was $100 oldies, that would be $27.
I mean,
US. $100 US. No, it wasn't euro. They're not on. They're not on the euro.
I thought Poland was part of the EU.
They are, but not all of them. Not all their currencies are integrated.
Oh, okay.
So that's as was like Britain. Right, they had just had Brexit, and we all know what happened with that. Now it turns out that we know that the Russians interfered with the Brexit vote.
Well, that's what they do, and that's what worries me when we have an American president going, "Oh, he's fine, he's fine.
Well, they're going
he's
over
my
there.
buddy."
They're going.
God,
he's
man.
over there right now.
Then again, I can only hope that it's just his strategy for manipulating Putin into doing something right.
No.
I don't think he's personally intelligent enough to do that. But that's
no, I
what
don't
I'm
think
hoping.
he's not manipulating Putin. He's been
Putin's the head of the
working
KGB, and you know,
not had it. No,
he used to be.
He was a junior, mid-level operative when it ended, and then it was Yeltsin, and he rose quickly through the ranks. And when they started, Soviet Union broke up, and then all the rest of the Soviet Union started breaking up. All the party officials were taking whatever they could
get.
Take.
Yeah.
They take from like the gas, oil, mining industries, and they
military
became wealthy.
Weapons and
selling
they
selling
sold
them.
a lot of. That's how Iran and a lot of places.
But the suggestion that what's his name was the old dumper was compromised since 1987. And you know what? I apologize, and I don't apologize. We're not going to talk nicely about this guy because we know what he's up to.
Man, I just can't.
He's bought and paid for right now.
I mean, exactly. Always has been, and it's just scary to me that there's so many people that live in this bubble of I don't know what you can call it, man. It's like
it's denial. It's a soundproof bubble where you just deny that stuff.
And then they only hear what they want to hear. Yeah. And
how you doing? So my girls over there. I want to just say that once again. This is a long love letter to my girlfriends. My wife. My girlfriend is my wife. When I say I love them and I miss them. Our dog Roxy misses them. And hey, Kathy, can I get that first round? I'll buy it. I'll buy it for him. And I do miss them. So on to new things. Luke, what I wanted to sit down here. I want to tell this story. There, Carrie Cosme. We're gonna. Can we share, Mike?
Share, man.
Let's see how your volume's going. Let's see your volume.
Stuff.
Low on that one for some reason.
What's your gain at, man? Your trim gain.
I think I turned it way up on that. Let's turn that.
No, the trim. That's the top one.
It's all the way over.
No, the top one.
This one?
Yeah, that's your trim. That gets loud fast. Your trim should always be set at Unity.
There we go. There we got it.
Yeah. Should always be set at Unity.
Oh man.
Unity gain. That's what that means.
Oh shit. Mine's in the middle, and it's
yeah, but see, yours is a different kind of microphone.
Okay. Let me turn yours up a little.
All right.
Okay. Speak, Luke. Okay. Good boy. Good boy. Give him a treat. So, Tony Allen, the Keys, what do we call you? The Keys mortician? Yeah. The Undertaker? Because it does. You know what? I like it that way.
I like Keys
listen, we only have the one mic. We're going to hand it to you. I'll hand you mine. I think I can do both. You stay on your mic.
Well,
and I'm very comfortable. Put the rabbit through. I remember this from Jaws. So, our friend here, I'm going to give you this whole, and you do the response. Carrie Cosme was here on Monday.
Okay, now
we were talking, and we already did these things. We said that Thai, Navy. What's the matter?
See, there's a red light. Especially when you talk, that red light flashing, that means you're clipping, which means you're distorting. Talk in your mic real quick.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Oh.
Okay, well,
I see.
You know what? The volume was coming out pretty good.
It was just doing it again.
Oh, this one right here? Should I turn it down? Okay, let me turn it down a little.
Well, no,
I'll turn my gain down. I'll turn my gain down. Here.
Well, and you also got your knobs wide open.
This one right here?
No. Your bottom volume knob is like when you got to crank it. Everything should really set it pretty much in the middle. That's where everything wants to live happily.
Let me do this.
Because what you do is you get your gain structure fucked up, and that causes distortion and clipping and all like that.
Well, we don't want anything distorted, Luke. How's that? I think we're good. I think it's just bouncing around.
And hopefully, it'll clean it up.
Happy and well, that's what Spreaker's for. It's coming up.
That's why you call that the trim. The one at the very top is the trim.
You know how much I love
the one
trim.
down at the bottom is your.
You know how much I love trim, buddy.
That's
okay,
your feed to your mixer.
So, I'm going to tell you the story. We're Thailand. We paid our respects to the guy that died. All the soccer players are out. At the time, Monday, it was through it, and I mentioned it to Carrie. And she goes, wow, yeah, I heard about it. Okay, and I'm going to hand you the mic, and this is going to be your reaction. She goes, how'd they get there? Was it a bus accident?
Really? She asked if it was a bus accident.
They were in a cave,
yes.
1.5 to 2.5 miles into a cave.
How on earth would you wreck a bus into the ground 1.5 miles down?
No. But Luke, when I said it to Luke yesterday, he just went right over it and stuff like that. He goes like that. Yeah, it's just I guess he's used to crazy stuff. But I wasn't. When you pull a seat over and sit down and make yourself relax. So I was thinking about when we were talking to him. I said, "Well," I go, "No, I think it was a plane crash." Because they went in pretty much like in Star Wars when Han Solo flies into the asteroid
right.
and goes through it, going 3,000 miles an hour to a tight hole in an asteroid, which is fucking amazing if you can think about it.
Yeah.
Without crashing
and it turned out they landed in that worm's mouth or whatever
it was.
Worm's
mouth, yeah. And he comes out of it. But I tried to ask her and said, my God. And she, right before then, she was talking about how she liked to do a podcast. I said, you know what? You can do a podcast. What you have to do is just get that right amount of information. Just the right. Don't do too much research.
Right.
I'd like you to fill the rest of it in with your thoughts. And your thoughts would make it so much more interesting.
That would be a scary thought coming from her, because if you just gave her part of the information and let her run with the rest of it, instead of having a bus crash into a mine, God only knows what we would be.
No, but it'd be fabulous. No, but a bus. I was thinking it was like the Brady Bunch. Because when they go to Hawaii, they get stuck in the cave with Vincent Price. Did anybody watch the Brady Bunch?
No.
You did. You watched the Brady Bunch when you were a kid. You don't remember? There's a story about a lovely lady that growing up with three.
No, I'm aware. I'm aware of the show, but see, the thing is when I was a kid, we didn't pay attention to fucking TV because we was outside playing. I grew up in Florida, so we didn't have like cold winters and shit. You know,
Friday night we had to go in when it was dark, and we always played out. We had we saw Evil Knievel. We had a ditch. We used to jump the ditch and all that stuff. Did the same thing.
Trying to remember what was on TV on Friday nights when I was a kid, which I don't. I was the remote control.
Well, no, wait.
And we only
We're
got
the
like
same
a
age.
couple stations.
We're the same age.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Say the same thing.
But so you grew up in a city where you probably had way more television
what's
stations.
this one? This is cucumber vodka. Ah, you like it a cucumber, eh?
There I threw some watermelon pucker and some club soda and Sprite.
You don't want to try some of that?
I'm not into cucumbers, man.
Mom, I'm doing it.
Well,
honey, I swear to God, if you're listening right
pickles.
now, I am gonna go straight home from here and
I mean, I throw.
But I'm drinking
I taste a
cucumber
pickle
vodka.
in my hamburger. It's like, you know, I hate fucking pickles.
That is once again very refreshing.
I bet Kimberly will drink the shit out of that though.
What's this watermelon? It's cucumber vodka with watermelon pucker, and it's some club soda and some Sprite, just like a spritzer. Like a summer salad or something.
That is like that's like you should call it that.
Hey babe, come over here and try this.
A tossed summer salad. What do you think? Sean's here to toss your salad.
Try it.
Your summer salad. Try it. Take a sip of it. What do you think, Kimberly? She'll put anything in her mouth, won't she?
It's got a weird kind of aftertaste.
It has a cucumber.
Cucumber.
Oh,
You love the
that's what
cucumber,
it
don't you? That's what
that's not really my
that's what Luke says.
thing. You know what? I'm gonna choke both of you in about 3 seconds. Did you finally zip your pants up there, Jim?
I'm just breathing and letting her breathe. It won't grow unless it's breathing. I'm just out there. No, it wasn't. If it was, I'd know how dirty the floor was. Oh, she does? She's always staring there. Yeah. Oh, she's making a joke about one of our other.
Our short waitress is crotch level with Jim.
Is this hot?
And she's the one that noticed Jim's fly was down.
Jalapeno, tequila. Oh, do you like tequila?
We told him you're doing a podcast tonight. He is a retired police officer that did.
He was special forces, right?
No, he actually did. What do you call that? Sex abuse cases and animal abuse cases and stuff like that.
Sexual
Both.
Sexual
Both.
abuse to
Yes.
Okay, but and some of them were sexual abuse of animals.
No, they're just abused animals. I know it'd have been much more entertaining, but when he gets in here, I'll have him.
This is the guy right here.
Yep, that's him.
He looks just like a guy that would do something like that. I just realized that when he came walking through. What's his name?
Mike.
Mike, have a seat down. Let's get Mike a drink on us here. Hey, Mike. I'm Jim. This is Mike. Mike. And you don't have to say your last name if you're not. If you have it to protect.
We'll get you a drink and then we'll get you on the mic.
Yeah. So. No, if I plug that in, then it'll pick up every sound that we have, and it'll shut off the sound coming into here. When the USB's employed, it shuts off the rest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a USB mic. So
yeah, I forgot that's a USB mic.
And ask them if you get a Mike, right? Let's get a drink for Mike. Oh, Mike. Mike, where are you from? Oh, I definitely want to talk to him for a second. Listen, just give me a couple minutes and we'll bring everyone back. Mike, get a drink and then we'll come over here and I'll have you come on. Mike is that where you were a police officer in Fort Lauderdale? That's great. Hey, there's someone you might need to investigate. Right here. Yeah, that's Holly.
Anybody can eat McDonald's 7 days a week and still survive.
Guilty. Yeah.
Anybody can eat at McDonald's 7 days a week.
No, the first two drinks are on me. I want to get Mike a drink too. The first drink.
You heard of the elephant in the room? Well, Jim and I are the assholes in the room.
Oh, whoa. Speaking of assholes, there's a great thing I saw on Facebook, and you guys may see it. It's Orange County, Orange County, Orange County, California, and it's all these guys in front of a flag, and they're white supremacists, and they're doing this thing and a hand sign, a gang
like a
sign.
marker. Oh yeah.
And they said, "What does that mean in American Sign Language?" And this woman underneath goes and does the same sign. It's asshole. They're doing all the sign for asshole. All the white supremacists, which you and I can appreciate. You know that?
Yeah,
I think it's wonderful.
I just think that's just I just don't know why people are so goddamn to fucking hate each other so much. It's
Hold on,
fucking
the
retarded.
mic are okay. There was everything was held up there for a second.
Oh,
Okay,
that
so
happens.
I'm gonna ask Mike to come over. You want to introduce him?
Sure.
Give a background to him.
Michael,
And
bring your
pull a
drink
seat
over.
for him. No, pull a seat. Sit here. Luke, sit here. I'm gonna use both our mics. You keep your mic, and what I'm gonna do is when I have a question for Mike. No, you keep you. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
That way, whenever you want to comment for me, you can stick the mic in my face. Otherwise, I'll shut the fuck up.
Okay, that'll work. That'll
There you
work.
go. You got the chair, Mike? Yep, go ahead.
Mike, I'm sorry. We have just two mics today.
Yep.
But I want to introduce Mike. Mike, what is your name?
Michael Vadnal.
And you were a police officer in Broward County or for the city of Fort Lauderdale?
That was at the Broward County Sheriff's Office. I was a detective with them.
A detective?
Okay, how about that?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. And you specialized in special victims,
Correct.
sex crimes and stuff. And you know what? We're not the kind of we don't ask detective. Oh, you're a detective.
I was
That's
a
right.
detective for 25 and a half years out of
Oh,
my
really?
30-year
Are you
career.
retired now? What
Got
are you
retired
doing
last
now?
year. Trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up.
I like it. How old are you?
60.
You're 60? You look
60.
great, man. You
Thank
look like
you.
you look like you're in your early 50s. You look like you need another career because you look like you
I
got a
do.
lot of life ahead of you.
Yeah.
So
Nope, divorced.
divorce?
That's why he looks good.
Well, we're finding
Awesome.
well, every so often Luke takes a shine to some of the guys that come on the show.
Whatever.
No, I'm just kidding. He just
Not
I
that there's
go like
anything
this.
wrong with that. As
No,
I
there's
said on
nothing wrong.
Seinfeld.
Whatever anybody does in their own
Bingo.
personal life, it doesn't really matter. But I matter of fact, I did have in my personal life dealt with Broward County
Okay.
Sheriff's Office, and not as more of a relative to someone who passed away
Okay.
under questionable circumstances. And I thought they were so professional. I mean, it has to speak to the training there. And listen, on this show at least, we don't make jokes about that stuff.
Okay.
We're kind of outrageous, aren't we?
Yeah. But you know, when it comes to families and people that are in pain and people that have to deal with that and solve the crime, that has to be stressful as hell.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Because you can't figure out everything, and then people lie to you and blah blah blah.
On that case, you know, we're in South Florida, and Hyacinth writes all these stories about, you know, all the weird crimes that go on down in South Florida.
Sure.
I don't think they're any more unique other than the type of ways people handle I don't think people are any worse or better than any part of the country. But we do have a large transient population down
Yes.
here.
Correct.
Is that a problem when, as a detective, when you're looking for somebody, you're looking for so many people that are just moving through?
Yeah, that does present a problem.
Yeah.
It does.
And you have a lot of vacationers and stuff like that. So you dealt with, in a place where people are just showing up for a week at a time,
Sure.
and things occur, and they make themselves vulnerable because maybe they overindulge.
And then everybody only knows people with nicknames. You know, it's like, oh well, it's Crackhead Judy. What's her last name? I don't have no idea. And people will tell you the wrong name. Oh, well, I'm Bummer Dan or whatever.
Oh, wait, no. Well, Crackhead Judy up in Philly would be Crackhead Linda. So, but it's all the same there. So, I'm pretty good right now. You know what? I'll take another one. And let's do you, oh no, you're all right now? Would you like another? Can you get one and put it put
No, sir, I'm good.
okay.
Thank you.
Is there so especially when I'm talking to someone that served like you do, I don't want to put you in an uncomfortable situation.
I'm retired. You can ask me anything. It
Is there
doesn't matter.
anything you really regret that you couldn't accomplish while you were in there? Is there something, an unsolved case, or would you rather talk? And I'm giving you an option.
Sure.
Or will you talk about your greatest success that you had? Either one, I want to do it because you know what? I really hate to put someone in a position.
No, that's fine. Yeah, there was one. First of all, I did animal crime, so I did animal abuse. I did the dog fighting. I did the rooster fighting. I did child abuse, child neglect, sex crimes, kids and adults, domestic.
Is there
violence.
a reason why you didn't call it cockfighting?
Yeah, because I was trying to be polite.
Okay, no, we are explicit here, and you can say that, and
Okay.
I won't even point out and say. I won't even say that you said it, but you can say cockfighting. They know what a cockfighting is.
Yeah, actually, I teach a class.
It's not like a sword fight with
Yeah.
guys at a toilet, you know. I didn't mean to try to make you laugh, Mike. I'm sorry.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did. Our unit did all the crimes. I specialized in animal crimes for the 25 and a half years that I was a detective.
Wow, you know what? I really like it that people do care about that. I guess it's the personhood quality about it, whether an animal is an individual and it's not totally there to be victimized.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Just like a horse, dogs. Up where I'm from, we had such a huge problem with these puppy mills.
Oh gosh, I know.
And
They're
they were
horrible.
cold, and down here it's hot, I guess, and stuff like that, and you got water and all that stuff.
Correct.
I freak out. I got a little dog at home. My girls are away. My wife and my daughter are in Poland for 3 weeks. And I went home. I work here during the day.
Okay.
I went home to walk my dog, make sure she had things, and then came back here. Tight schedule. But you know what? To be an advocate, and you're an advocate and a protector of animals.
Correct.
And we don't want to. You know what? We see on the shows, we know what the horrible things are. What was the greatest? Let's talk about one of your greatest things you remember that from doing it. One that brings gladness into your heart.
Oh boy, there were so many different cases that I was involved in along with our unit. I mean, as far as not a happy ending for the victim, but for a successful prosecution and a successful case by us. We had a couple of shaken baby cases doing the child abuse cases where we went to trial and people got found guilty. I had one.
Was it a daycare situation or
no? It was it was the one I'm referring to. It was a husband shook the baby. Of course, baby was pretty much brain dead, and then the baby passed away like 3 years later. So of course the charges
because the brain gets detached and
correct
and it bangs up in there.
Correct. And they jacked it up to a murder, of course, at that point, and we got a successful prosecution and a guilty with the jury. So that was once again, it wasn't a happy ending, of course, for the child. But as far as me as a detective and our unit work in the case and the state attorney's office in Broward County, it was a win for the little baby.
Mm-hmm. It's my personal opinion. Catching someone that does that is preventative. It is preventative because it keeps that person from ever doing it to anybody else.
Correct.
It never stops because and it never stops people from doing it in the future all the time because no one says, "Oh, I may get caught," because they're impulsive, heartless people. If you have the ability to think about doing that to a child or victimizing an animal,
correct,
which we always hear the stories about people. Once you start victimizing harmless or animals that have nothing, they can't say anything or protect themselves. They could progress. They could progress, and there always been a thing, right? They almost always do.
Well, yeah.
It's torture is torture.
Sure, studies have shown that most serial killers, they did start with animals. It's an easy prey, easy victim, and then they graduate basically. So,
but it's no guarantee when someone's friendly with an animal that they're protective of humans, because we all know there was a German guy that was loved dogs. Who loved dogs? Adolf Hitler. He loved dogs, and was vegetarian. He wouldn't eat meat. But if you wore the Star of David, you were dog shit, damn, stuff like that. So I know that's not always the case, but it also
that's just insanity to me because it makes no logical sense. To hate somebody for,
no, but they have to deal. You have to deal with it, and you have to track them down.
Sure,
you have to see those things, and how can you maintain? How do you maintain a positive attitude now?
You know, it's what we do as detectives and all law enforcement too. What they do out on the streets also as the road officers or road deputies. But as a detective, that you don't like it or it's getting to you, you get out of the unit. In our unit, the Special Victims Unit, a lot of people they couldn't handle it. It just wasn't for them. You know, for me, I as a road deputy, I did a lot of animal abuse cases, and that's how I became a detective working the animal crimes. And then, of course, everything merged into a Special Victims Unit. But it annoyed the crap out of me to see people abusing animals. Just annoyed the crap out of me. You know,
a lot of my friends in Philadelphia and my friends in Rotary.
Okay.
I'm in Key Largo Rotary, and I have. There's 3 members of Monroe County Sheriff's Department members. They're the sweetest freaking people in the world. And they got to see horrible things. Obviously, not as horrible as you on a regular basis because a big city means the mass of things you have to look at must be so much. I mean, on a magnitude. If you're talking Broward County, how many people in Broward County?
Oh, God, I wouldn't even guess.
750,000 minimum.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's over that. I'm pretty
$2
sure.
million?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly.
I know, and we're here 68 million, 68,000, and but just the level of it and what you see, and you're specializing, you're going into it. When I was in college, I understood. I knew early that I love psychology.
Okay.
I love
psychology. Yes. Was he going to be a psychiatrist?
Well, I enjoyed talking to people and I enjoyed studying of it, but I realized that those people were at risk because they always listened to the worst. They always saw the worst. They always saw the angst and all that stuff.
Sure.
And the thing that really helps me now, I just mentioned at the beginning of the show, my wife and my daughter went to Poland for 3 weeks. 2 years ago, when they went, I went into a deep anxiety depression, like a steep one. There was no chance of me killing myself, but I was almost paralyzed in inaction of going out and talking to people.
Okay.
And it really affected me. And now I know what I'm doing. I realize they're going to be away. They're going to be back. I love them and stuff like that. I'm able to deal with it. I know that thing. And that's the way I cope. And I never had that problem before.
Okay.
Yeah, I really never had that problem before, but now I'm able to cope. And part of it is doing podcasting and talking to people that are interesting like you and like this guy right over here.
Actually, I have to say just one thing. People like to be shitty to police officers and stuff, but think about this. Whenever somebody's drunk and out of hand, who has to come deal with them? And can you imagine dealing with domestic dispute, drunk fucking people being assholes, and here's this being a sober person, here you are being a law enforcement officer, and you have to put up with these fucking morons. I mean, I'm serious. That's what a lot of that job, and God bless you, because everybody wants to bitch about them. Oh, they gave me a ticket, but the minute shit hits the fan, who do they call? You know,
that was point. You spoke that. I don't even have to repeat it. That this is the one thing that you hear some of the worst things in the world, and I'm talking to you right now. I wouldn't guess that. Only reason I guess it, you know why?
Go ahead.
Haircut. Your haircut. You had a
Okay.
really good haircut. And you came in. I said, he's from the mainland. And you're in really good physical shape.
From the mainland.
I'm 54. You're
60.
60. You're 60 years old. I mean, you look at this guy. You look at him coming in. You think 46 at most.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
46 at most. He looks younger than me. That's amazing and stuff like that. And to maintain that positive attitude, I think that speaks. This is where I start your ass kissing. I start kissing your ass. You got to have a core belief system that you knew you went into this for a reason and you did it for the right reasons, because I'm seeing a guy in front of me that really fulfill that. So the next thing you do, public service, that's freaking awesome. I'm not going to say a curse word because we're going to go and do it. But we get cursed. We can say whatever we want.
Okay. All right.
And you notice, I didn't come up and say, what is the weirdest? You know why? Because there's tons of shows on the internet and podcasts that delve into trying to find out. And I know that that's not what we're about. We're about humor. We're about the good side. We don't try to make people feel good.
Okay.
And feeling good is also doing the right thing. Feeling good about caring about other people, about victims, about children. And I know you had to probably deal with children too.
Oh yeah, no, it's your friend mentioned about people criticizing cops. My response to that is, how many of these people that criticize cops have gone to a double drowning of 2 babies like I did, okay, and then seeing them at the hospital on life support when they're given the okay to pull them off life support, okay. And let me tell you something. You said, how do you deal with it? Let me tell you, a lot of times, a lot of cops will deny it. There were plenty of times I sat in my car and cried like a little bitch. I'll tell you that right now because I'm human.
I wouldn't call crying like a little bit. Little bitch crying is if you're a Brazilian soccer player and you get hit by someone's cleat and you're pretending like you're getting your leg amputated and stuff like that. So when it's real shit, it's real shit going on. There's nothing wrong with it. It's releasing that emotion and stuff like that.
Right.
I understand that.
Right.
I do understand that 100%. I mean, it's fucking crazy. And this is why I love this guy, Luke, because he understands it too. He does have a stream of consciousness. He did it. But Mike, so for the second act of your life, and you might have a very long second act of your life. What do you see? Maybe what would you like to do? You know what? You might want to do what I'm doing because you're very well spoken.
I appreciate that.
Well.
No, I'm trying to, as Tony knows, we've been in productions together, some down here in Key Largo. So I'm doing some music and acting. I play piano, I play drums, I wrote a musical. So I'm trying to pursue that now, get that into production. So I'm trying to do that right now. No more law enforcement. 30 years, that's enough.
Yeah, I almost went into law enforcement after I left the Navy, but I didn't do it.
You were in the Navy.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Oh yeah, but I don't think what you always think about second act. I'm the same way with you on that. Everyone thinks it's best to move on to something else that's somewhat different.
Correct.
Move forward.
Yep.
And through it. And you got a whole life ahead of you. I want to thank you for being here.
Oh, I appreciate it.
And I think Luke was very insightful with his stuff. Luke has been stepping up so much on this show.
I'm an empathetic person. I have the ability to put myself in somebody else's shoes and actually see things from their point of view, because I've had, as an entertainer most of my life and doing other odd and end jobs, man, there's nobody that's perfect, and I don't care what it is, man. If you don't try to understand somebody's job, if you can't, it's like I say, the police officers, man, what an incredible job and responsibility. Yeah, there's good and bad in all people, like your priests that molest children, but by the same token, there's way more priests that put themselves out there than and those are very important people in our society, man. You know, that's just if you can't put yourself in somebody else's shoes, you're going to be an insensitive asshole your whole life.
Holy shit, Luke! I couldn't put it a bit more better myself. I won't even try to even edit that because you know what? I'll wholly endorse what you just said, and that's great. And Mike, I'd like to thank you for doing. I'd like to thank what you did for all those years.
I appreciate
because
that.
You're a wonderful person. I'd like to thank my friend Tony Allen for thinking of you to come down and do that because this is great. This is what the show's about. I mean, we're positive, we're fun. I got some weirdo friends of mine just walking through the door right now, and I'm going to be very polite because they look like they have younger people with them. So I'm not going to do nothing weird going on right now because there's kids with them. Now I can't even talk.
If we get Michael down here next time when you're doing a podcast, he'll have to talk to you about his theater life and like the time when he was in Rocky and had to wear high heels.
Oh, yeah, Rocky Horror, you mean? Okay, that's all right. No, wait. Hey, listen, I did it.
He's got to bring that up.
No, Michael, I did some improv and stuff like that.
Cool.
So I understand that. So that's not. I'm not a. What's that? A-hole.
Yeah.
We said there were these white supremacists from California that were doing this group sign together, and it turned out to be the American Sign Language for asshole. Asshole. American Sign Language.
Man.
Yeah, it was great. It was perfect.
Awesome.
It was karma. It was karma.
That's great.
Folks, Luke plays here at the Catch every so often. He plays at
I play everywhere in Key Largo.
No, but you can go and check our site. You know what? I repost the places you say. If you can post to me, I'll post for our listeners where you're playing so they come and see you. And if you get to do that, record something, ask Luke a question, record it, send it in to me. I'll put it in the show, or I'll try to figure out how to play in the show, or I'll put at least some kind of verbal thing into the show. But Luke, you've been amazing. You know that? I want to thank you, Mike. I want to thank Tony Allen. I want to thank Jackie, his wife. She's very supportive and very quiet in the background.
That's Jackie.
Yes.
She just sits there looking beautiful and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. This is Jim the Keys bartender. I'm going to try to take this out with a little bit of our music. Let me bring this out here. I'm going to mute that. I'm going to play this. Bring down that.